My name is Elizabeth Wright. I happily formed Paragon back in 2013, and we have been in business since then. We've actually, to speak about the Moments, Paragon was the builder for the Moments of Lakeville. It's a 92 suite memory care and enhanced assisted living community down right off of 35 and County Road 46. So if you all know where Buck Hill is, where that next exit, literally would run right into us if you went through the stoplight. It's true. If you're ever down in the area, please pop in. I promise we won't make you stay permanently, but we would love for you to come in and take a look around. It's truly become a labor of love. The enjoyment I've had, along with my husband, in being able to build a wonderful community down there, not only physically, functionally, but more importantly, the people inside, the residents, the staff, and their families. It's truly an enjoyment that I have. So that's my minute about the Moments. Hopefully nobody here will need to come and stay with us, but if you do, we're down there and we're there for you. To move on a little bit, I do want to thank Nick. Nick is our business development guy, so you know, when we're done, if you have any questions, that's great. He can answer a lot of them. With that, we are pleased to present, and this is where I step to the side and every once in a while pop in. Pleased to present our exterior risk and capital assessment and kind of explain what it is, how it benefits you all as board members and associations, and really how can we help you. So with that, Nick gets to take over, and I'm going to go over there.
Thank you. That was very nice. Again, I'm Nick Bailey. We are super excited about this because it truly is a tool for you guys, and it just gives you a full understanding of what's going on with the scope of your building and what condition it is and what needs to be improved. So let's dive into it. We call it ERCA, our Exterior Risk and Condition Assessment. So what is a risk assessment? In our assessment, a trained inspector is going to walk around your entire property, all buildings, from the ground to the top of the roof. Each component, when we inspect it, gets a condition rating, so you know what shape it's in. Our system is based off of a green, yellow, and red. After we're all done, the report becomes your official record of what the building looked like in a specific date and time. We'll get into why this is important. You get cost estimates for repairs that are needed now and the ones that are coming up. This can be a benefit to your reserve planning. And if a storm causes damage, you have proof to what the building looked like before. In Minnesota, we do have storms, and they do happen, so being prepared is crucial. What is inside of the ERCA report? It's a full interior or exterior inspection, like I was saying. So every component, which we'll get into the components, is going to be inspected and written up with photos. You get photo documentation of everything that's happening around your building for proof, what we call the pre-storm baseline, which comes up as well. You get your condition rating to every single trade that's going on the exterior of your building. You get the cost estimates associated to it so you can plan accordingly to what's going on. It is your pre-storm baseline in case a storm happens. This is a dated record proving what it looked like before the storm. And then again, it is a reserve planning support with actual cost projections rather than guessing, so your board can plug it into your reserve fund planning. Here's some examples of what we include inside of our report. So when we go up and we do asphalt shingle inspections, we also fly drones with a software called Loveland Innovations. This is a hail impact map, and if you can see it or not, there's little green squares on there that indicate where there is fractures to the matting of your shingles. It then will be provided with close-up evidence that backs up that report. We include aerial imagery and 3D modeling, so you'll have all the measurements of your building from the roof, siding, windows, decks, across the board. One of our favorite ones is we come out and we do thermal imaging. So whatever we can pre-diagnose and recognize the unforeseen, it only helps us be more accurate for you guys when a project comes up. And then Some of our estimates are written up in regards to hail losses in a software called Xactimate. That is just an industry standard that insurance carriers use. So the more accurate you are with them, the better it ends up and your results are more clear and there's less battling in the long run. So the exterior envelope. There is 9 systems that ERCA looks at. So we go into roofing, all types. Your flat roofs, your shingled roofs, your metal roofs, anything across the board, we do all roofing. Same thing with siding. Every single trade of siding to ephesus, you name it, we do it. Windows, doors, your flashing systems, concretes, driveways, asphalt, if he's still in here. He's not. Site work, looking at your drainage, grading, landscaping. Good time to partner with the Gonzo Bros in regards to landscaping. Your decking. And this is an important one, number 9, is your caulking and sealant. So the best way that we can come in and give longevity to your building is caulking. It fails within 5 to 7 years. So if we can provide you with a simple solution to generate some more life out of what you have, that's a big one. And then also what we're adding onto here as of recently is we do essentially interior, exterior drain tile in regards specifically to the basement garage areas where you parking garages. So that includes also waterproofing. Just a lot of people get ponding in their obviously garage down below. We come in, we help with a solution to get that fixed. And then the next one is we have decided we're partnering with a company called Guy Engineering. So all of these reports that we generate will get handed off to an engineer and it will get their stamp of approval. So you're getting a stamped, essentially engineered plan or approved plan by an engineer. Let's get into the average rate of failure. So just like anything, everything has its typical lifespan. Knowing where your building sits at that certain place in time helps us plan when we give you this study. These are just generic time frames across the board. This is just asphalt roofing, 20 to 30 years. So if your shingles are 15 years old, it's probably time to start planning for new shingles coming up in the near future. Again, a big one down here is the caulking and seals. They notoriously fail a lot sooner. So maintaining those generates longer longevity out of your vinyl siding in particular. So this is a real life example of a project that we did. This was 33 units in Egan. It was $3.7 million, or ended up being. It originally wasn't supposed to be that high. And this is not the finished product. This is before we started. So, and the reason we like to talk about...
clarification's sake.
Yeah, yes, yeah. So in particular, why we like to show this one. So it's old cedar siding that they had not been maintaining. All the caulking was failing. The trim around the windows was deteriorating. They didn't do anything about it. And instead of doing a simple fix or simple maintenance on it, they waited until it was full replacement. Well, as soon as we dove into the siding on this one, we found out that 60% of the sheathing on this building had to be replaced along with it. And some insulation, and some mold remediation, and some stud work. Could have been preventable. We also did the decks on this. It was originally quoted for 43 decks. We came in, recommended by an engineer, reviewed the scope of the plan and found out that everything was not up to code in regards to their current decking. So instead of 43, it ended up being over 80 decks total, full rebuilds. So that was an assessment that nobody was inspecting. But the building now is very beautiful. It definitely doesn't look like that. It changed incredibly. But the point being here, doing these ERCAs and what we provide to give you this baseline and having you truly understand what's going on with your building can help you with those unforeseen costs that this particular association had to deal with. So why do this now? Act early. Small repairs are inexpensive. As you wait and see, they obviously become larger, more costly things. You got the reserve budget inspection data. This is going to help you plan for your projects in the future. It's okay to do repairs. Don't panic. It's a normal thing. You want to maintain your trades on your property. Emergency repairs end up costing more. Big one for the residents, avoid the surprises. Those assessments are not fun when you find out that something's going to end up costing more and you get hit with an assessment. Documentation in place of pre-storm in case that storm happens. You are going to have photos of your entire property.
In case?
It's going to happen at some point. It's going to happen. If not, you don't have a pre-storm record. The insurance carrier can argue against you saying it was either there or it was new or not, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. Claims, fewer disputes, and then the origin is questioned. So, in regards to hail damage, we call it the baseline advantage. Having a pre-storm inspection record changes what happens after a hail event. So, without the ERCA, damage found, the origin is unclear, the carrier can argue it. There's no pre-storm record of the roof. The dispute from the insurance is the cause, of what the cause was. It's a slower claim process, less certain of an outcome, and you may absorb some store costs because they're not covered. With the ERCA, you have your pre-storm condition on record dated. New damage stands out versus old damage, so it's very clear to what happened in regards to that storm because of the documentation of before and after, and it creates a much cleaner, faster process. We all, when it happens, want it to move as quickly as possible and get our buildings back, or better, to its previous condition.
So one of the things that we've decided, everyone here, I'm sure, either in a condo, in a townhouse, or in your own home has probably had some issues with hail and damage and that sort of thing. One of the things that we've learned through the years is that we all need representation, right? We don't want to pay for a lawyer, we don't want to deal with that, but a public adjuster is somebody who can come in and take everything that we've put together for you with this ERCA report, and when there is a hail event or there is damage, they will be able to take that directly to your insurance carrier, represent you, negotiate a better deal. They deal with all of the stress. All of you are volunteers, and unless you are in the insurance industry or in the construction industry, your knowledge base is not where it should be, and we all know that insurance companies sort of like to take advantage of that, right? So we actually work with GAVNet public adjusters, and one of the things that we've decided is that when you have this ERCA and you choose to work with us if there is a hail claim, that rather than the payment that comes out of generally your actual settlement amount, so it's between 5 and 15% of your settlement amount is usually what gets charged and gets paid to a public adjuster. If you're working with us, we're going to actually eat that cost for you so that you get the full construction cost and the full settlement amount for the construction of that project. So that's really one of the reasons it makes it so much easier for everyone involved to have that public adjuster with you. I mean, this is, for the most part, these are not small dollar amounts, right? If you're talking about a house that's got $15,000 worth of damage, that's different than, let's say you've got $1 million worth of roof and siding damage that you need to make sure you get everything and you're not missing metal, you're not missing that type of thing. And the other thing that is great about these public adjusters, and specifically GAVNet, is that they will go ahead and review your policy, which is something that you all need to have done to make sure that you actually have the coverage you think you have. Which, there's a lot of exclusions that exist within insurance policies these days where you may not have metal coverage, you may not have certain items covered within your insurance policy. So it's one of the things that we want to make sure, you talk to a public adjuster and they'll review that policy even now, but they definitely review it once there is a hail claim.
Yeah, so this is just kind of some examples when we work with GAVNet. And by the way, it was back in May when Adina was kind of talking about policy and making sure you understand what you have. So reference that packet if you still have that. Or call us, and we will help you. So when a storm hits, working with the public adjuster, your carrier has an adjuster on their side, GAVNet is on our side, right? So it's a licensed PA that represents you. It's a start to finish with the claim, negotiates to maximize the settlement. When something happens, you are entitled to what your policy states, so you might as well maximize it. Get all exterior elements in the claim, no skipped trades or missed items. And then everything is written back in that software like I talked about, which was Xactimate, which is carrier accepted. So how the ERCA and GAVNet work together ERCA gives, again, back to that pre-storm baseline. We have documentation of what it looked like before the storm happened. They open up the claim from the ERCA based off the information that we've given them. There's already usually estimates in Xactimate to help speed up the process. Every exterior element of ERCA found is in the claim and full scope settlement. So the benefits of using the ERCA is preparation, knowing when things are going to be failing on your building so that you can properly prepare for them for the future. The reserve fund accuracy, it gives the condition-based numbers, not just age-based guesses. So it's going to provide you with accurate numbers of what it's going to be to replace so you can properly plan for that. We also go into safety about our ERCA. So we're going to be able to see cracked concrete, heaving concrete, low aprons, loose siding, loose flashings, failing hardware, something that can cause a hazard on your site. We're going to identify it so that it can be handled accordingly. And then the insurance conversations. Some carriers view documented maintenance favorably. This can actually, if you have a well-maintained building and it's well documented and it's stamped by an engineer, you are favorable to insurance carriers, some insurance carriers. And then early detection, early fixes are cheap problems. Left alone becomes more expensive problems. Take care of the things early on, identify them, and get it corrected. Correct, and then the goal is simple, no surprises, right? Surprise costs blow up reserve funds and frustrates residents, and ERCA lets the board plan ahead instead of react. So the average cost of a repair when the problem is found after failure versus early tends up to be 3 to 5 times higher. Sometimes it can be way more than that. 100% of the exterior components will eventually need repair or replacement. That's just reality, things wear out over time, so make sure you understand when that time comes. And then this is one report. Gives your board a documented starting point for budgeting insurance. This is your tool. This is your workbook. Once we create this for you, it is yours to utilize however you would like. Obviously, the only thing that we ask is when something comes up that you need repair or replacement on, that we are involved in that process so that we can have the chance to do those repairs or maintenance for you guys.
So just to be clear, we want to be able to bid those projects as they come up. We're not saying to be able to get this report, you have to use us. We just want to be involved. We want to be able to have that opportunity to rebid or reprice things for you and make sure that we all know where we are on the same page. The report is something that does belong to the board. It's not something that we're going to gatekeep from you. We're not going to tell you can't use it. If you do have a vendor, a contractor that you are particularly comfortable with, feel free to provide all of the report to them so that they can bid it appropriately. We've basically done the legwork for them. They can rebid it and give you what the pricing is that they've got, but you have something to compare it to.